Hello, everyone, and welcome to this post result review session once again for examination that were held in December 24 attempt. So, welcome everyone to this ACCA post result review session. With me is Sir Hassan Dosani as my co host, and we both are accompanied by our faculty. So, the purpose of this session remains the same, is to guide you people, help you people, because today is the result day and all the tutors are extremely busy replying, helping, guiding students throughout the day, and this will continue for the next 2 3 days as well. So keeping a formal session give you people the advantage that you can interact with the tutors, you can take help, you can ask your questions, and that is why this time we have changed our session a bit, and that is we will be giving you guys more time for your question and answers. So that is why what we have done is that we have invited our position high achievers as we always do, but this time it is limited in numbers just to ensure that student questions can be answered as much as possible. So I would request Sir Hassan Dosani now to just join me formally in this post result review session. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you very much, sir. First of all, my apologies. My throat is really paining, so I might not be able to speak very clearly. Uh, Big congratulations to all of you who were able to clear this attempt. And for those who were not that lucky, our sympathies and support is with you. And you can ask as many questions as you want, and there will be subject specific sessions as well. So you can speak to your subject specific tutor in more detail.
Right. Thank you very much. So let's begin the session now formally. Before I introduce the entire WIFI faculty, this time approximately 41,436 exams were held successfully, and 4,734 students became ACCA affiliates. So, those who became ACCA affiliate, welcome to ACCA family formally. And those who still haven't completed their ACCA, don't worry, very near you will also be part of this ACCA family. Now, let me just give you a quick idea about the entire WIFI faculty. Sir Hassan Dosani teaches SBL. He's the specialist of SBL. Ahmed Mumtaz is the AA and AAA tutor at WIFI. I just want to further highlight Sir Hassan Dosani is also the ACCA brand head at WIFI, with Ahmed Mumtaz being strategic planner at WIFI. Taha Popatia is the AFM specialist who teaches AFM in both the languages. Sania Asif teaches TX ATX in English. Ramiz Arain teaches TX ATX in Urdu and Hindi language. Ali Amanullah teaches FR Urdu. Aisha Faisal teaches both SBR and FR in English language, followed by Amjad Hussain, who teaches SBR Urdu, and he is also the OBU mentor at WIFI. I teach PM, FM, and APM. And in last, we have Tahir Sartaj, who is also the specialist OBU mentor at WIFI. Now, let's quickly jump towards the passing ratio. As we always do this quick analysis, I will request my faculty to give their quick, brief input in relation to the passing ratio of December 24 in comparison to September 24. So, yes, Sir Hassan, starting with you first for SBL.
Right. So SBL has slightly decreased from the previous attempt, but nonetheless, it is still the passing ratio is still 51%, which is quite high. So So I don't expect any major surprise going forward. So fingers crossed.
Right. Thank you very much. Moving towards SBR. Ma'am Aisha, if you can give your input for SBR paper.
Yeah, okay. So am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so hello everyone. So SBR, we can see it's roughly the same. Last time we had it at 52% and currently we have it at 51%. Very minor drop. I would say for SBR, this is a good percentage. It is able to maintain its level. Why do I say maintain its level? Because there was a time when we would see scores like passing percentage about 47, 48, but gone are those days after, the study hub has been introduced. So after study hub, I can still always see that SBR is able to maintain this level.
Great.
Yes.
You can give your quick input for FR as well, please.
Okay, FR also goes the same. I mean, FR would, I would see the track record of FR roughly about like say 4 or 5 years ago, and it had dropped to like say I would 46% also, and sometimes even 45%, that low. But again, like I said, time has changed and people have, there is increased awareness about better resources that we use at Study Hub, like that we use at VIFHE, like Study Hub. So after that, again, FR is also able to, maintain its level.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Sir Amjad is also with us. Sir Amjad, give your quick input in relation to SBR, please.
I just agree with Ma'am Aisha. It's a bit more easier for students to understand and grasp the concepts along with the study hub. That's one the basic idea how the students are practicing material, and they are this is actually helping the students to understand how examiner is assessing the papers. So it's going to help the students far more. So that's the main idea.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for your input. Moving towards AFM, Taha, if you can give your input in relation to AFM.
All right, so am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay, AFM has been around 45, 44%, and it is a very, very good passing ratio for any professional exam after SBR and SBL. It has been consistent and it has been around that percentage for quite a long time now. Difficult to practice paper, but easy to pass.
Right. Well explained. Moving towards taxation and ATX, first I would request Ma'am Sania to share her input in relation to TX and ATX.
Hello, everyone. Um, Despite the fact the percentage has dropped down by 2% if I compare it with the previous result, but still it is like on the top. But obviously, if it is declining a bit, that is a major concern. Of course, with time, students have started finding it a bit hard because after taking TX, they usually take a long break to come to advanced taxation. So that might be the reason of dropping the numbers. And secondly, what I have felt from the feedback I received from the students, many of them had not been able to manage the time. So time management is the concern, which might lead to such results, but still 47% is not bad if I compare it with the other strategic professional exams on the board. So that's what I have to say.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Sir Amiz, if you can share your quick input in relation to TX and ATX.
Okay. Am I audible to you?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay. The percentage of tax has increased by 1%, that is 54%, and this is now the sixth consecutive attempt in which the passing percentage of taxation has exceeded the 50%, and it is highest among the all skill level. So I must say, I always say that tax is the easiest paper to pass because it has a more calculation based area, so students can easily pass in those paper in that paper. Same goes with ATX, highest again, dropped by 2%. Last time it was 49, now it is 47%, but it's still ATX has the highest passing percentage among the all professional papers, because again the impact of calculation in both the papers has showed the significant result in the passing ratio.
Right. Thank you very much for your valuable input. Moving towards Ahmed Mumtaz for AA and AAA.
Hello, good evening to everyone. Well, AA has dropped down from 47 to 44%, which seems to be a huge drop, 3%. But to be honest, this is what we expect from AA, considering the fact AA is a really challenging paper among the skill level exams. Maybe the students were a bit overconfident, considering the fact that last time it was 47%. On the other hand, AAA also observed a drop of 1% from 38 to 37%, which is more or less the same. Overall, the two exams are really important and remains challenging for the future attempts as well.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Now moving towards performance management, there is 1% drop in performance management. Again, I still believe that whenever it is more than 40%, the passing ratio overall for PM is a good passing ratio. A similar 1% drop in financial management as well, but again, the standards of FM are always high, so it's more than 50%, so one cannot expect anything more than that. Moving towards APM, 1% drop. The passing ratio always remains at a lower side for advanced performance management, and yet again, it's the lowest one. So 1% drop. I still feel that students need to work hard overall to improve the passing ratio. So this was all about the passing ratio. Quick analysis done by the tutors. I hope I'm not missing anyone. Now, moving towards the next segment, as you always know that we do have a history that we invite the high achievers every time, and always the list is increasing and increasing and increasing. But we just receive the feedback from the students because they have to discuss a lot of things. They need guidance. So in previous sessions, inviting 7 to 8, 10 students always used to take a lot of time. So this time we have decided to invite few of the students, but we will definitely make an announcement of the students so far who have achieved the highest marks at VIFHE. And as we will get the results in 2-3 days, further we will update the results and especially their video feedbacks in upcoming days. So starting with SBL, it's 90 by the student in SBL from India, followed by taxation, TX Urdu Hindi, the student from Saudi Arabia scored very exceptional marks, and that is 90 again. Then it was 86 in SBR English, and that is from Poland. Moving towards FR English again from UAE. Then FM from Pakistan, 81. Then it was 81 again in taxation in English language from Pakistan. Then from India, the student scored 77 in advanced financial management, followed by 72 from Pakistan in performance management, followed by same 72 in advanced performance management from Australia, then 71 from Bahrain in AA exam, followed by 71 in ATX from India in Urdu Hindi language, moving on to 69 in AAA from Switzerland. It's so, it is so interesting to see that students are doing ACCA in so many different countries. Moving towards ATX 64 in English language from Oman, and then it was SBR Urdu Hindi from India at 62. So these were the students. I already mentioned earlier that we had to increase the Q&A session. That is why purposefully we just invited few students. But this time what we'll do is we will definitely share the video feedbacks of all these students so that you guys definitely you will learn from their feedback, and that will be a very important source of motivation for you guys. Moving towards a few of the high achievers that we have tried to contact, and we tried to invite them in the today's session. So first it was Shalini, who scored 90 marks in strategic business leader SBL. uh, Team, kindly please confirm, is the student available? Okay. The student is not here right now. Sir Hassan, if you want to add something, because the marks are extraordinary. 90 in SBL is, it's awesome. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. 90 marks in SBL is very, very high. And this student, this was her second attempt. So in the
Okay.
first attempt, she did self-study and she scored like in 30s.
Okay.
And
Oh,
when she took, yeah, she scored in like 34 or 37, something like that. And then she took our classes, and by the grace of God and her hard work, she scored 90. So she might not be a place winner because this is not her first attempt, but definitely 90 is a very, very high score. I will try to contact her for a exclusive interview. If not tonight, then definitely tomorrow in SBL's discussion session.
okay, great. And truly speaking, 90, even if you're given the paper before, getting 90 is extraordinary. Now, moving towards financial management, we have Benson from India. He managed to score 81. Please, team, can you check? Is Benson available? Yes, I can see his name. Benson, if you can open your webcam so we can have a quick word with you. Congratulations for securing 81 marks. I still remember you used to take all the live classes. You were very, very interactive, active, and whenever we used to have revisions, you used to reply everything very fast. So, congratulations. I just want you to just share your quick input. First of all, just let me know that are you a working professional, or you just doing ACCA studies? That's it. Okay. Okay. So, how many papers you gave in December 24 along with FM? Okay. So, just top three things that you want to share with the upcoming students who will be appearing for FM that you think was your successful tips. So, if you can share the top three things that you did.
So first thing is to complete the entire syllabus. Like sir always used to emphasize on completing the entire syllabus because like in the exam day we have three variants. So suppose the exam gets cancelled, then you have to write the next week. So you have to four variants in total, 4 or 5 variants. So you have to be prepared for each and every kind of possible question which can come. So you have to complete the entire syllabus. If you do question spotting, then it will be very difficult to clear the paper. Then second thing is practice. So because if we are not practicing properly, especially section C questions, like it is basically easier to score when we compare with subjects like PM or AA and all, because here it is about there are specific kind of questions that come. So if you identify those and learn the formats, it becomes more easier. Like in section C, one part definitely will come from investment appraisal. So you know that you have to prepare for MPV, right? Capital or capital rationing and all that. And final thing is, yeah, proper revision. Like I used to revise on a regular basis, so we need consistency. So we had to prepare a notes also. Actually, sir's videos were very helpful. So my note making was more easier as a result of his teaching. So it would have been more difficult if I had to go to the study hub, and because study hub, it contains a lot of stuff, and especially I can't imagine a working professional having to read all of this information. So sir has already summarized all the information, has already covered all the important information. So it makes the note making more easy. So we can use that notes for the revision purpose.
Okay. So yes, it's true that you have to complete the entire syllabus, and practice is key. And as I earlier said, that the way you were active in the sessions, uh, obviously it was very much clear as a tutor that you were doing the hard work, and I would wish you best of luck for your upcoming papers. So which papers you are planning for March 25?
Sir, SBR.
SBR. So, best of luck for your SBR exam, and just continue the same effort as you used to do for financial management. Thank you very much. And once again, congratulations. Now, moving towards Khatija. Khatija scored 81. Edmund, can you please check, is Khatija available? No. Okay, ma'am Sania, if you can just share a quick input in relation to student, if you can recall her.
Sir, actually, I do not exactly remember. So I was just waiting that if she comes online, that I would definitely be having a word with her. But definitely, what I believe that she must have taken her mock exam. That's what I remember, and her score was good. So all those students who usually appear in their mock exams, I must say that they do have a potential to eventually get through their exam. So this is the only thing which I can quote about her. But definitely 81 marks is like really good. She must have worked very hard, and truly the hard work pays off.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Uh, Sir Ali Amanullah also have joined the session. He also teaches FR in Urdu, Hindi language. So welcome, Sir Ali. Please, admin, can you make Sir Ali the host? And his student also secured 73 in FR in December 24. So kindly please make Sir Ali host as well. Okay, now moving towards advanced financial management. So Taha, if you can just give your input in relation to AFM, please can you check, is the student available?
Yes,
Okay. I can't see the student in the session. No, the student is not available. Okay, if you can just share any quick input in relation to how the student was.
Yeah, sure. And I am also calling her. She will be online. She was on a standby. Sumida, I want you to be online. Thank you. Okay, Sumida, if you are listening, please raise hand so that Sir Rizwan can make you co-host so that you can speak. Probably you have come online with a different ID.
Okay.
Probably you are using a different ID. Uh, anyways, meanwhile, I will speak. Sumida, if you are online, please do let us know in the chat box. So basically, Sir Rizwan, Sumida is a college-going student as well, and Sumida joined us really late. Like she started from around like 25th of October, if I am not wrong, and
Okay.
because she had college exams and everything as well. And okay, she is asking, Sir Rizwan, can I call her to join?
If it's
Yes, she is available.
is available, okay, yeah, please.
Okay,
Just let me know the name, please. Uh,
all right.
through which name she have joined the session. Okay.
All right. So I was saying that that she started really late, and she started from 25th of October, although uh, she did invest a lot of time, but whenever someone is joining as late as 25th of October, passing is also a big success, I believe. So she had very less time, November and 5 or 6 days of October. And even in that particular time, she managed to complete the content and everything, and then got such a high marks. 77 marks, I believe, are very nice as compared to the other students who joined late. So this is
Okay,
one more indication that if anyone is joining as late as 25th of October, like if someone joins us on 25th of January, it is possible for a student to do such a great achievement, get such high marks. Okay.
great. Thank you very much, Taha, for your input. We congratulate all the students, not just these four, but the students. I can just show the list again. All these students who managed to secure very high marks. And once we will get more updates, we will share the results with you people on our social media pages. Now it's time to move towards the
Sumita has joined us. Sumita, just let us know your name so that we can quickly make you co-host and we can speak to you. She just okay. She is with the name of Sumita, sir.
okay. Can still not find her. Okay, done.
She is co-host now. Sumita, can you listen to us? Please unmute
Yes, I
yourself.
can.
All right. Thank you so much, Sumita, for joining us for the session. So just briefly tell us something, how you prepared, when you started, what resources you used, and how did you manage to score so well? Take 2 minutes, give suggestion to the new students who are giving exams in March and June 25. Over to you, Samida.
Okay, thank you. Firstly, thank you so much for having me here. Thank you, sir, for guiding me so well. Because I was able to score such high marks because of you. And as for how I prepared, I think I finished the entire thing in a month. I prepared for AFM for a month because before that I had my college semester exam, so I could not really get the time to get started. So once I first started with the study text. I went through it a couple of times, understood the concepts thoroughly, and then I moved on to the exam kit. And while studying the exam kit, it is quite difficult. It is difficult from the tested understandings in the study text. So I got stuck a lot of times, but I would understand the concept and then move on to the next. And then even if I could not solve it, I would just solve whatever I could and then use the answer as a guidance. And after doing that a lot of times, I got to finally, clear the questions by myself. And the most difficult part for AFM for me was remembering the formulas and everything, remembering the process, how it works, and especially hedging and everything. I got very confused for that. So, what I did was I took a piece of paper, basically a formula sheet, and I wrote the important formulas on there. And the portions that I was getting stuck on, for example, for hedging, I found hedging to be quite difficult. So I would just write the process, what I was getting stuck on, I would just write it down and just go through it before doing the questions. So, I had that in mind. And
Okay, so Mita, one question. Generally, students, when they are doing a particular past paper first time, they stuck a lot. And my advice to them is that for the first time, you can look into the answer and understand what is happening. And after you do the same types of questions, probably 5 or 6 or 7 same questions, you will be in a much better state because things are very same. For example, if we talk about free cash flows, discounting, working capital, the treatments are more or less same in the coming attempts as well. So do you agree that probably doing a past paper question first time will be very difficult and challenging, but with the passage of time, things clear out as you do more practice?
yeah, definitely. Once you practice a lot, you'll get, like the first time I did it, it was very difficult. I personally did not see the answers because, when I started the past paper, I had already gone through the exam kit. So, I could solve it a little bit, but then still it was difficult, and especially time management was very difficult. So, But as you keep on practicing and as you manage your time properly, you will find that it is getting easier.
Correct, correct. Thank you so much, Sumedha. I'm thankful that you came to the session to guide the students, and wishing you all the best for whatever you in future. And stay tuned.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Okay. Congratulations to you, Sumida. It was really interesting to know the way you uh, were able to score such high marks, and obviously in professional papers, it's a big achievement. Uh, I think another student just joined the session, that is Khatija. Khatija Hafiz is also with us now, as she secured 81, again, very high marks. So, yes, we can just invite her to share her input. Ma'am Sania.
Hi, Khadija. Are you listening to me?
Hello, ma'am. Yes, I'm listening.
Well, first of all, congratulations on securing such great marks. And so I would like to ask you, are you a full-time student or working simultaneously?
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm a full-time student. I'm not working right now.
Okay. So how many papers have you attempted besides taxation in this attempt, in
Besides
this December?
taxation, in this attempt, it was my only paper.
That was the only paper. So
Yes.
you have like got ample time to focus on this
Yes, ma'am.
paper. So approximately how many hours you used to spend for the sake of studying your taxation and for the practice purposes?
Ma'am, I had a lot of time, but for study, it took me one and a half months. So in the first month, I was studying just for 5 hours daily. But in the last days, I studied for 12 to 10 hours daily.
Great. Right. So, do you have anything to say about the benefit you have witnessed while using the portal of VIFHE? Anything specific you would like to appreciate about the like
The
facilities or the
only
services
thing
being provided?
Ma'am, the only thing was like when I was doing something, so the topics were, recorded separately. So it helped me a lot. If I wanted to study a specific topic, so I can study it. I've taken some other courses, but there I had this problem like you have to go through a long video to get the to the topic like I was searching for. So that was the benefit in practice. For practice, the exam questions were also very good.
Okay, and the last question, how many questions you have attempted before appearing in the exam? That's my favorite question. I used to ask this to each and every student.
Ma'am, in the last paper, I attempted financial management. So I had a lot of problem with section C. Like I had very little time for that, and I was just so slow in Excel. So I practiced almost around 5 questions. Almost 5 questions.
For each type of tax?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much and congratulations once again.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
All right, then. Thank you very much for joining the session, Khatija. Now, let's move towards the Q&A session. As I mentioned earlier, the purpose this time was to squeeze the high achievers feedback session just because we want to increase the time for the Q&A. Today, we have 100% faculty of WIFI available, so it's a lucky day. Sir Ali Manullah, if you can please open your webcam as well so that we can see you, even though we live in the same city, but we don't meet quite often. So, yeah, please. Now, we have Tahir Sartaj as well. We have two OBU mentors, as I mentioned earlier. One, we have Amjad Hussain, and Tahir Sartaj is also today in this session. You know the importance of OBU, the way OBU is becoming popular just because it is ending very soon. So we have two mentors today on board as well. So I'll start with the Q&A session. I would want people to raise their questions in the chat box. In fact, ask their question in the chat box. Just type in the chat box, and uh, I'll try my best that your question will be answered by the tutors separately. You can even ask question in relation to OBU as well. We'll make certain announcement at the end about regarding OBU as well, and we'll give chance to both the mentors to share their input because OBU is one of the hot topics these days. Okay, so let's begin with the Q&A here. Starting with the first question, student Mariam got 40 in FM. Okay, if right, Mariam, if you got 14 FM and as you have mentioned that you are preparing for performance management as well, so what I think, if it is possible, give both the papers. If you have covered good chunk of performance management, so it will not be wise to leave performance management. And if you are a full-time student, I would advise you just give your best, study 4 5 hours each day from now onwards and give both the papers, because FM is also something that you have covered before. But if you feel you're not confident, then don't push yourself. Go with the paper in which you are more confident about. Okay. Now, the next question is in relation to SBL. The student secured 45. Any different tips, Sir Hassan, you want to share with the student? In September, in fact, it was 45 in September. Sir Hassan, are you available? The question is, the student secured 45. Sir, your video also got stuck. Now it's okay. The question is 45 in SBL in September attempt. So what advice you will give to the student?
All right. So in SBL, if you score 45, 46, 47, it shows that your theoretical are basically lacking practice, drafting, and mocks. And you will be the best judge of yourself. SBL is more about practice, right? So if you are 45, 46 marks, then this attempt you have to practice more and more questions under time conditions and have it checked by a tutor. That's about it.
Okay, great. Abdullah Khan, I hope you become the position holder in Pakistan if you are from Pakistan. But 76 is a bit tricky, I would say, in terms of position, getting the position. Let's hope for the best. Kishwar, a simple plan for APM will be that we'll be sharing if you do join the reset batch. So we'll be giving you 45 to 50 days plan how to catch up with APM, provided you have uh, done APM before. So if you're not able to pass, then simple strategy would be to practice more, solve the questions as more as you can, and do read the examiner reports for clarity in terms of what mistakes students do in the exam generally. Okay. Okay, for FM, the question is, I think Study Hub is something that you can use now. It is something getting very famous these days, and yes, students do give us the feedback that even the questions from Study Hub do repeat in the examination. So Study Hub for sure. Okay, SBR in 45 days, and what resources should we use? So I would want Ma'am Aisha, if you can just give your input. Is SBR possible in 45 days?
SBR is possible in 45 days, but provided that you're not doing any other subject in the same quarter and you are not maybe doing self-study only. So you will need external support like a pre-prepared course, like how we offer at VIFHE, so that the notes are concise for you. You exactly know on what material to focus, because you will on the lower side have to remove, I would say, 2.5 to 3 hours on a daily basis. Okay. Um, if you are already working, then that would not be possible, right? So best is, I would say, you need a pre-prepared course for that. Second, you're saying which resources to use. So I have a 29 question checklist, and I would highly recommend to use those questions. And on, instead of picking new questions, you could just keep on doing the same list, because I have a student who has just kept on doing the same list last quarter and has managed to score 86 and has not used any other external resource beyond this. Okay. So yes, Study Hub, if at all you try to do a self study, then stick to Study Hub. And this 29 question checklist that I will share, they are already available as free resources by the VIFHE platform. So you could go ahead and take it from there. If you enroll for the course, then they all are pre-recorded, available from day one.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I hope the question has been answered well. Sir Amjad, can you give your quick input in relation to OBU, as the student is asking, is it possible to do OBU after completing strategic professional papers?
Okay, so the basic prerequisite for Oxford University degree is to pass your all the skills level paper. Now, once you have qualified all the skill level paper, now you can apply for OBU, irrespective you have passed your professional papers or not. But as all of you know that there are just 3 attempts left for OBU project submission. So I recommend the students to submit their project ASAP in as early as they can, so they could get an extra attempt, because you have 3 attempts to pass the University thesis. Ensure that you have passed the thesis in the first attempt, but most important thing is that if you're waiting for your professional qualification exams to be finished up, then you might have left with just 1 attempt. So it's better to attempt it yes.
Okay, so you just mentioned that after skills exams, you can appear for OBU, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, thank you. I think Mohammad Shahid, your question will also be answered by this. Now, moving towards PM Abira, tips how to tackle CRQs. CRQs are challenging when it comes to performance management. So I would definitely want you to I want you to read the requirement thoroughly. Just find out what are the examinable verbs and what are the examinable elements in that particular question. Plus, just make sure that you respond to each and every element that has been asked in the question. And third, practice on your own. Just write the answers, and then you can compare your answers just to know where you are lacking. Okay. The next question we have is in relation to if someone gets 31 in SBL, so shall he reset SBL or give AFM? Uh, yes, Sir Hassan. What I think Sir Hassan is not available. Taha, if you can answer. Yes. Yes, any one of you. Now Sarasan is back as well. So the question is a common question. You guys just can give your quick inputs. The student just failed at 31 in SBL. Now, should he reset SBL or he should go with AFM? And in fact, he also gave AFM several times and scored 34. So one by one, you can give your inputs.
Right. So for SBL, if you score 31, that is very, very less. It shows that you lack theoretical knowledge as well as you lack practice, both of it. So 31 is as good as you have to start from scratch, right?
Okay.
And when you give two papers, then you are not able to focus on any one paper like the way you should. So my suggestion would be to try and give SBL as a standalone paper. First, get rid of the easier ones, and then later on give SBL as a standalone paper, giving it.
Okay. I think again the internet got distorted. Thank you very much, Sir Hassan. Taha, if you can share your quick input because student is struggling in AFM as well. I've given AFM several times.
All right. So the general suggestion remains same, that sequentially doing SBL, then SBR is better. After that, you have to move to the optional exam papers and select two. So my recommendation will be that the student number one, if he is moving sequentially, completes SBL first. Secondly, we have to look which paper the student gave in the last attempt. For example, in the last attempt, let's say the student gave AFM, so the knowledge is very fresh, and as stated, he is also studying AFM right now. In that case, I will appreciate and I will encourage the student to give AFM in March and then SBL in June. However, if the student has been studying SBL recently, it is better to finish, conquer SBL first, and then move to AFM after that.
Okay, great. So you are lucky. Both the tutors shared their input for both the papers. Now for TX, there is a very interesting question, and I want to engage both the tutors here because it that just only does not only pertains to TX, it also pertains to ATX. So I'll first ask for one paper from one tutor and the other one from the other tutor. Uh, March attempt, after that there will be change in the syllabus. So to start with, Sania, Asif, if you can please share your input if student should appear in March for TX or should wait and then appear in June.
So, if it comes to advanced taxation and that's going to be the last exam, then I must say that instead of not doing anything, you really need to appear in the exam because you have got ample practice material with respect to the like previous three attempts, which was relevant to Finance Act 23. But for instance, if you still have multiple papers left, then I would say that, like, obviously, then take it to June attempt because that makes sense in a way that, for instance, if you do not get through this time, then in the next attempt, of course, the things are going to be changed. So instead of like understanding both of the finance act, you really need to focus on one because obviously this is like a kind of a detailed thing. So yes, when it comes to taxation, you must have got other papers as well. So better to appear in June 2025 attempt.
I need your input here, and especially I need your input in relation to ATX because again, that's the same situation with ATX. So, what would you recommend here? Should students not give ATX in March, wait for June, or he should appear in March?
My suggestion is quite different as compared to Ms. Sania. Specifically in the paper of taxation, I always told the student that this is the paper that is easily can easily be passed. So don't waste your attempt for these things that the tax rates will be changed. There will be a very minor change as we have starting recording for the new tax year. There is no major changes in the paper, only 5 to 6% change. So focus on that you have to clear the paper. Don't think that if I failed then what will happen. First of all, students should focus that I will give the paper in March and I will pass the paper. So it will boost your confidence and it will help you a lot to clear the paper in the first attempt. Don't focus on the second attempt. So for the paper of taxation, I recommend that go with March attempt. You can give that particular paper and it is easy to pass. So you can give the paper in March and you can easily pass it. But for the paper of advanced taxation, because the course is very lengthy, I would recommend that the student have any other paper left, then go with the June attempt, or if the paper is the last paper, then go with the March attempt.
Okay. So now I think the student needs to understand his or her position in relation to how much coverage has been done, how much time you are left with, and you can decide accordingly. Now moving towards the other question. Okay, Sir Tahir, if you can share few brief tips because the student is asking how to pass in OBU, pass grade in OBU. So please, can you share your input?
Hi, Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Tahir Sartaj. And well, if you ask me how to get some good grades, well, for that, the main thing is what kind of topic that you are picking and how you have searched for the company. Because if you will be able to find out some good information on the company, then only then you will be able to prepare a good thesis. But we need to understand one thing, that English is not our first language, and research is not something that we have done ever before in our ACCA throughout. So, but still, if you get some, I mean, if you get some good guidance from some good mentor, then I believe that you will be able to secure some good results. And through VIFHE platform, I'm offering this service, and we are starting a batch tomorrow as well. And I'm sure that you must have seen the advertisement run by VIFHE, and we are starting the batch in both English as well as Urdu language. So the English one is starting tomorrow, and the Urdu one is starting day after tomorrow. And well, if you can spare, I believe, if you can spare 40 to 45 hours in total, then you will be in a position to prepare some good thesis. And like Amjad has already mentioned, that we are only left with 3 attempts. So OBU also give you only 3 attempts. So we are only left with 3 attempts. So for example, God forbid, if you are not able to clear your thesis in first 2 attempts, then the last attempt will be the last attempt by OBU, and no one knows what will be offered after OBU, because even there's no announcement from ACCA that what they are going to announce after May 26th. And we even don't know what will be the university that is coming in, and what will be the, I mean, what will be the recognition, what will be the cost. You see, this is something that is going on from the last 20 to 22 years now. So we all know that what is OBU, what is the recognition and everything. So I'm sorry, I know that it's a bit, I mean, not on the track of the question as well, but this is something that you all should know about OBU. So if you are not done with OBU, do it. This is the most shortest way to clear, this is the most shortest way to obtain bachelor's at the moment. And you need a bachelor wherever you go, in Pakistan and outside Pakistan both. In your workplace, you need a bachelor. When you're going out of Pakistan, you need a bachelor. For visa purposes, even you need a bachelor. So you should have a bachelor with you. And in Pakistan, you will only be able to get this degree, I mean, a bachelor degree in 4 year time. That's a minimum time period. Whereas if you are an ACCA student, and if you have already cleared your F1 to F9, then you can get this degree within 9 or 10 months. So everyone should do this. Everyone should do
Okay,
this.
right. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for your detailed explanation about OBU. And as you mentioned that we are running 2 batches as well, so students can join the OBU batches. And yes, it's a golden opportunity that you cover things ASAP. You can get the degree of OBU along with your ACCA. Okay. Thank you very much, Sir Tahir, for your input as well. Sir Ahmed, I need a quick advice from you, as one of the student is asking that the student is left with 5 exams of ACCA, 1 skill, 4 professional, and he is thinking whether to start working or not. So what you have to say about this? Should he start working or should complete ACCA?
Well, the sooner the better. I would say I would have recommended him or her to start from today, but considering the fact we are heading towards the weekend, in fact, it is the weekend now, so I think Monday would be a great day. The full-time students, majority of them, they are a burden on the family, not only to the existing family, but to the potential family as well. So I always encourage the girls to break up with the full-time students. uh, Full-time students are not appreciated over here at VIFHE as well. VIFHE always encourages students who are, creating a success story for themselves rather than solely relying on their parents' finances. So yeah, start working ASAP.
Okay, great. And you can please add on some tips for double A as well. Student is asking any advice to pass double A.
Well, not only for double A, I would say for both double A and triple A, I would highly discourage self-study because these are discussion-based paper. Go for some expert coaching, some expert tutoring. Make sure whatever you are preparing, not only you should not only be crystal clear with respect to the concepts, but you should also evaluate yourself in terms of are you overwriting, are you underwriting? Because when it comes to discussion based papers, this becomes really tricky. So my advice would be get yourself enrolled with some expert tutor. Let it be VIFHE. You're more than welcome.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Alicia Zafar raised a very similar question, and that is to give SBL and AFM together. But Alicia, I can answer you on behalf of Sir Hassan as he is not well. So he always recommends to give SBL you give SBL only in one attempt, which means do not add any other paper with SBL. So as you have mentioned yourself that for as far as AFM is concerned, you are not well prepared for AFM. And as Sir Hassan also says, go with SBL only in one single attempt. So my advice will be on his behalf that you should go with SBL only in March 25 attempt. Okay. So I hope Sir Hassan you agree with me, right? Okay. So moving towards the next one. Ikra Salim says, I want to give test for ATX. How many tests are included in reset batch or whatever would be available now? I can answer you on behalf of both the tutors. You will be getting 3 assignments if you join the reset batch from now. These are the 3 assignments that you will be doing. That those will be marked. And then after that, there will be 2 mocks as well. One will be the main mock that will be marked by us. And then there will be another complimentary mock. That second mock will not be marked, but you will be getting a debrief of that particular mock. In fact, for both the mocks, you will be getting the debriefs. Okay. So specifically for test, there are 3 assignments that you can solve, and we will give you the feedback. Moving towards another question in relation to SBL, score is 34. You did self-study. Okay, now you started APM as well. Wow. So what should be done? So as far as APM is concerned, see, there are similar topics when it comes to SBL and APM. But again, as a rule, you have to appear for one paper in one attempt with SBL if you want to. So marks 34 are less, I would say, and you need to obviously as sir just mentioned before, that it's like you have to restart completely. So I think you should restart completely. And if as far as APM is concerned, you just started APM, you haven't covered a lot. So I would recommend to just give SBL and just focus on your weak areas. Sir, whenever you want to add something, so you can please unmute and add into this. Okay. So done with this question as well. Now we have another one. I relation to double A. Wow, interesting. June 49, September 48, December 49. Ahmed Mumtaz, please can you share your valuable advice and input here?
Sir, I'm so sorry I missed the question. Can you briefly repeat
The
the question?
student secured 49, 48, and 49 in the last 3 attempts.
Yeah, yeah. I was talking to the same student, and okay, so this student, well, I want to address this particular issue with all the double A and triple A aspirants. Now you got to understand and you got to realize if you have attended all the lectures, well, from knowledge perspective, the job is done and dusted. Yeah. Now, majority of you might pass the paper only because of the knowledge. But there is a possibility, although you have got all the knowledge, still your exam technique, your drafting technique is not appropriate. Maybe you have absorbed more than the required knowledge. So what do you need now? You need some expert tutor, your tutor, to mark your stuff, mark your assignment, mark your mock exam.
Nice.
Now this student unfortunately did not submit assignment, and this student unfortunately the mock was not marked because the mock was not in the correct format. Long story short, the mock was not marked because of the mistake from the student's end. Yeah, we'll make sure that this student is going to get great marks in the next attempt, and this can only happen when the tutor and the student are going to, come up with a combined effort. And the obligation on the student's part is the student has to submit the assignment, the student has to submit the mock exam within the due time, within the due date, so that the student could realize what's going wrong. Are you overwriting? Are you underwriting? That's really important. So that's the tip. Mock exam.
Very nice. Seriously speaking, I've personally seen a lot the way Ahmed does the marking in relation to the scripts. So, and obviously, being a tutor, once you mark the script, you actually get to know what mistakes students are doing. Okay, so I hope this has been answered well. Aisha, I want you to answer this question because you are also working in an audit firm and since so many years. So, what exactly you think that professional exam knowledge will be used in today's job market? And obviously, being in audit firm, you teach SBR, so I think it will be good for you to answer this question with examples as well.
Right. So I'm working for an international organization, basically one of the big fours. And definitely, whatever knowledge I have gained from ACCA, the professional, be it professional or even skill level, I'm able to put that to my use. I mean, we have worked for clients which has presence in more than 100 countries because they have legal entities over, I would say, more than 100 countries. And when this is the case, and when we are working on their financials, it is IFRS which is coming to use. And we all know SBR is IFRS, right? So definitely 100% relevant. Not just at work, but even at the interview level, they'll ask you straight questions from your study syllabus. They'll quote the standard. They'll tell you, talk about IFRS 15. That's IFRS 15 revenue, right? So, or they'll ask us to explain on IFRS 16 leases. So 100% relevant from interview till your, even at your working stage. And I don't think this is just the case with SBR. Now, if you're entering into another field also, I'm sure the other subjects are very useful. Like I would say about AFM, I have seen students who are in SBR, they are probably CFO level, or they are they are working out the financial strategies of the organization, and they've been very keen on taking AFM as a paper, to be able to use that knowledge. So 100% useful.
All right, then. Thank you very much for your input. In fact, we have one more question for you, Aisha. Mehran wants to ask you that attempted 76 in SBR and got 49. So, yeah. And this is the last paper.
Yeah. So, Mehran, when I see you scoring 49 out of 76, what I think is knowledge maybe is not that much of a gap. What you should probably do is immediately try to attempt the SBR paper again without a gap, okay? Because you would probably remember a lot of stuff. Right now, the key would be to build upon the question practice, because again, time is a issue for you. What I can see, you have missed on roughly about 24 marks of paper, right? So time is the problem for you in exam conditions, which means you have to put a timer for yourself and keep attempting sums. What I would say is you can go ahead and try to crack a mock style. You can try to do a practice of a mock style every day. So every day try to attempt maybe 4 questions, if that is the kind of bandwidth you have. If not, then okay, 50% of the paper one day, 50% of the paper the other day. And I'm sure you will be able to, score really well in the next attempt.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I can see a lot of questions coming, and yeah, this is what we actually wanted to do so that we can answer maximum queries. Let's see. We'll try our best. Sir Ramiz, a student is asking specifically about your methodology for teaching taxation. The student scored 47, and the question specifically is, are you using Study Hub or kits only?
Yes, we are using both the resources. We will use the exam kit and the study hub as well for the practice purposes to give the maximum benefit to the student.
Okay. Right. Sir Amjad, I have a question for you in relation to SBR. The student wants to give in March. So, what quick advice you will give student who wants to appear in March for SBR?
I was just looking into that question. I think this student was also working and he just want how he can pass SBR for the March attempt.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
my
yeah.
first and very important question to that student is, do the student has already studied for SBR before this time or not, or he is just going to start SBR right now? If he's going to start SBR right now, then I don't think so. That's a good time for him, along with his working capabilities or his working stuff. So it's better that he will be joining in the next session. But if the student has already studied SBR paper and he has a bit of idea how SBR goes on, and again, he might have done some other profession, then we can. But I would normally recommend students to start on the SPR paper in this session. And again, most of them are appearing as a very frequent in exam, so they need to understand how they are going to answer the question. So this is really important for the student. So in this case, I ask the student to evaluate himself at what stage he is actually standing right now before making any decision to appear for market.
Okay. Sir Amjad, your voice was breaking in between. What I understood, I want to just add on this. According to him, you have to evaluate yourself. And if you think, yes, you can do it, you have enough confidence, then you should go with it. So evaluate yourself before deciding. Uh, so, yeah, this was about this question. Now, uh, I can see this question, and this is very interesting. Generally speaking, it's a very normal question people ask: should we give SBR and AAA together? Okay, but the interesting part that I see here is the student is doing, number one, self study, number two, got 9 paper exemptions. So this is what is making this question spicy, I would say, that 9 paper exemptions and then doing self study. So Ahmed, Aisha, please, who wants to answer this question?
Yeah.
Maisha, over to you.
I was about to say the same thing, but yeah, okay. Yeah, I would say this is a hot question because there would be many people with 9 exemptions, and then they'd probably have just a few papers to go, right? After those 9 exemptions. So I do not think, what you're trying to do would be a very good idea because you do not have the foundation knowledge, right? Like you have missed on all the skill level papers. So that way, any brought forward knowledge is completely missing. Second, you do not even have the key notes or the trigger pointers. What professional tutors would give you with the key notes. So you don't have to go through a lot of syllabus. Now, FR key notes, if you have, you can, use that maybe for once and do your SBR self-study still, right? But all that kind of resources missing for you in your case. So I will not recommend a self-study and not even 2 subjects together. One subject and take a course. Take a course from an expert tutor.
Sir Rizwan, can I add a bit?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, this is going to be your bread and butter, right? All those students who you are in a great position. You have got exemption for the first 9 papers, but why are you pursuing ACCA? Because this is something important, and this is going to lead you towards the places. So this is going to be your bread and butter. So I would encourage you, go for the coaching and don't go for the self study. And even if you have to go for the self study because of any extraordinary reason, okay, I respect that. Well, in that case, go for one exam. Don't assume that you have got a knowledge, as ma'am Aisha has already mentioned. And you need to have the feeling of ACCA, how ACCA examination work, how do they operate, what are technical articles, how technical articles plays an important role. So you need to go take it slowly, go for one exam. I know you scored 4 GPA in your university, but Yeah, take it easy.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Okay, for APM, the students scored below 30. Yeah, again, I would say very low marks. It seems that your answers are just knowledge-based answers. You are learning things, you are just rewriting all the learning material. When you score 30 below that, application is not there. So I think you have to learn application. Uh, yes, you should appear. You can appear for March 25, but make sure you focus a lot on application side, because knowledge based stuff is not enough for advanced performance management. So if you're confident, you have time to practice, then go with March 25 attempt. Otherwise, I'll also encourage you to consider June as well, because you need to practice here. Right. We have a question from Shamik Ali and Sir Ali Amanullah. I want you to answer this question. For FR, the student took FM from VIFHE, unfortunately was not able to pass, and also did FR by self-study. First of all, my question to Sir Ali is, do you encourage self-study for financial reporting? Then I'll add something about FM.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Sir, I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
First of all, congratulations to all those who just succeeded in this December 2024 settings.
Sir Ali, can I ask you why you are late in the session today?
Sir, I was just busy in office stuff. Sincere apology.
Okay. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. And for those who are not
Sir
able,
Ali, thank you very much, sir, from my side as well, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
I am just coming to Islam, sir, to meet you.
Okay. Yes, please.
For those students who were not able to make in December 2024 attempt, please realize that this is not just the end of the world. You have March 2025, June 2025, September 2025, and so on. You just need to identify what were your weak areas and put your efforts in the right direction. Now coming to the question of Shamik Ali, who scored 45 in FR by self-study. First of all, I just need to appreciate that you have a sound knowledge of FR. I guess you were lacking in practice. You just need to identify your weak areas and focus more on practice. Just to focus more and more on attempting mocks and assignments. And please just get your mock marked by some expert tutor to identify what actually went wrong during the paper.
Okay, great. So, is it done, Ali?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One more thing. This guy just asked if I go for FM in March 2025. My advice is no, because you scored 33 in FM and 45 in FR. So you just need to practice just a little to get a pass in FR in March 2025 instead of appearing in FM in March.
Correct. If you have to choose one, then go with FR. If you have the courage, if you can spend time, you can study, then yes, you can give both paper. Otherwise, go with FR only. Okay. Now, the next question is in relation to performance management. The student was not able to pass 42 in the first attempt, then 44. Yeah, you passed FM. So now performance management, yes, this is a tricky paper, as everybody does know about the paper. So what you need to do, you need to just ensure that you have the right skills for section A and section B and C, because you need to ensure that all the three areas are well covered. So my advice to you, Umair, will be that you just figure out, do you lack in CRQs or you lack in section A, section B? I generally think section A OTs that are theory based, where students lack a lot, and CRQ narrative side also. So if that is the problem, then work on your weak areas, focus on more on theory in terms of writing the answer for CRQ, and if required, if you're doing self-study, then go with Study Hub just to cover the theory well. Okay. Okay, now I can see another question for SBR. 2 times got 47 in resit. Sorry, got 47. Okay, 2 times, and now thinking to give APM with SBR in March. So see, it is clear that you were not able to pass SBR and you were not also able to pass APM, if I'm not wrong. Now, it all depends. If you are a working professional, then you need to take out time. And if time is a limiting factor for you, So please, I don't want to waste money by giving examination fee again and again. Choose one paper, and that will be the one in which you are more confident about in terms of your knowledge, your practice. So if you are good in SBR, for example, go with SBR first, and vice versa with APM, but choose one paper. But if you are a full-time student, then I think you can go with both papers, provided you plan accordingly. Again, expert tutor, guidance, mock assessment, marking will be crucial for you. Okay. If I start SBR today, will I be able to pass in March 25? Yes, Ma'am Aisha.
Okay, so if you start today, depends. If you're a full-time working individual, then the possibility of passing or cracking would be really low. But yeah, again, if you take a well-planned course, there is still a chance. Make sure that at least on the lower side, you're able to remove 3 to 4 hours a day. Okay, that kind of practice is required. Weekends, a lot more. Weekends, you probably have to give your whole days. Only then you will be able to. There is a good chance that you will be able to make it in the math session. If you're not working and if you're a full-time student, then of course there is a much brighter chance with a smart course taken alongside.
Right. Okay. Omar, congratulations that you passed your FR. You failed in September, then you December you passed. Thank you very much for the appreciation. Okay, now what is the total cost for OBU along with mentorship? Mentorship fees does vary institute to institute, but overall the cost of OBU, the fee of OBU actually, uh, I think you will get to know about the fee structure on the ACCA or OBU websites, whatever, where the information is available. Sir Tahir, if you can give your quick input in relation to the cost for OBU. Okay, I think he's not available. Sir Amjad, if you can share your quick input, please.
OBU submission to Oxford University actually costs around £520 for
Okay.
one submission. So
You
that's
just
the
said
cost.
£520.
£520.
£520. Okay.
Yes. And that's the basically cost that the OBU charge for one submission. If a student fails, he need to resubmit it, he need to pay the whole fee again. So that's the basic idea.
Okay, great.
Rest, there is
Thank you.
a fee that depends on the mentors.
Okay. Done. Thank you very much. Okay. What to keep in mind while structuring answers in SBR? Aisha, if you can give your input.
Sure. So one thing for the discursive elements, especially the question 2, 3, and 4, where amalgamation of standards are tested, you have to write your answer in SAC style, which is state, apply, conclude. State the standard, you have marks blocked for that, 2 mark, 3 mark. Apply the standard, again, marks are locked for that, and conclude the standard. One thing as a tip I'll share in state is some of the tutors do say that you have to write the standard word by word. Verbatim has to be really same. And I 100% disagree with that. You have to remember what the standard says and you can write it in your own words. Of course, in English, but you write it in your own words. You still have complete credit for writing whatever the standard is talking about whatever is applicable in that specific scenario. Don't overwrite, don't write everything about the standard, okay? It doesn't help you fetch marks. Second thing for your first question, which is a 100% tested consolidation, the groups question, remember that there are adjustments. You have to crack it numerically, you have to explain in words, and you have to do it in the pre-populated sheet also. The same thing, you're doing it in 3 different variations. So I will highly recommend when you read an adjustment, do the numerical, do the explanation, and do the passing of entry in pre-populated same time. All 3 things same time. Don't crack bit A first, then bit B, and then bit C, because that wastes a lot of time. You're doing the same thing 3 times, putting the same effort 3 times. Wrong strategy. That's why in my every question that I crack, we crack 1 adjustment and 3 things we do it together. So please use this strategy.
Okay, great. Well explained. Thank you very much. Uh, Taha, there are 2 questions that I want you to answer. One is from student memory. Uh, the student will be giving FM in March. That's fine. But what do you think the student should appear for AFM or SBL in June after FM in March?
Okay, so we can say that FM supports AFM a lot. AFM is an advanced version of FM, and in AFM exam, you have application of same concepts as we have in FM. So yes, we can say that if you do good in FM, it will make more sense that you go for AFM in June. That's much better.
Okay. And a very similar question again. I've seen this question a lot. AFM, and SBL again. So the student is asking that student failed in SBL in one attempt. That was, I think, December, and AFM was September. Now, more experienced. I think he is more, confident in AFM. So, do you advise him to resit AFM in March?
Yes, I will advise him to go for AFM in March if he's more confident for AFM and more experienced and he has more knowledge and get done with this paper. However, if someone is new, the sequences remain same, suggested sequences SBL, SBR, and then the two professional exam papers.
Okay. Mercy, 10% of PM you have covered. Now, this is tricky. 10% means you have to cover a lot. So, if this is first time for you, assuming you work, I think you should delay giving the paper of PM from March and appear in June. Best study tip for double A. I think Ahmed did mention earlier as well, Ahmed.
Yes, do not just rely on the lectures or the textbook or the past papers. Make sure your work is evaluated as well.
Right. Great. Nelson, I think ma'am Aisha and Amjad have mentioned multiple times how to approach SBR. So I think your question have been covered, that you need to just make sure that you are more confident and you need to focus a lot on practice. Okay, moving towards the next one. Again, same question, SBR, AAA, doing both courses for June sitting. So I think we have answered this question earlier as well. But doing both papers together, I think personally, if you have time and you can manage both papers, because yeah, the standards that you will study in SBR, you will be using those in AAA as well. So if you have time, yes, you can go with both the papers, because still right now we are at 17, and June you can cover things. I hope you all of the three tutors will agree with me. Okay. Right. So, Sheikh Uzair got 36 in SBL June attempt. Now December 45. Almost you completed 95% of the paper. So, Sheikh Uzair, I think you join Sir Hassan's tomorrow's session. I think it's tomorrow. And in that session, he obviously will be covering all these aspects. So I'm sure your problem will be resolved in the tomorrow's reset orientation of SBL. Okay, related to SBR, I'm not able to remember guidelines in IFRS or IAS. I want both the tutors to share quick inputs in relation to what advice they will give, how to remember what the student mentioned in relation to IFRS and IAS. So starting with Sir Amjad first, can you give your quick input, please?
This is not just this only student's issue. It's something I have listened from many of the students that they cannot draft the paragraphs in their answer. They cannot write them. So it's better to derive your question from your answer from the question rather writing it yourself. Write your answer from the question. You need to derive data from your question. You need to understand what are the guidelines or what are the requirements the examiner has asked for. You need to drag down all these requirements and put up in your question and apply the relevant sections of the standard of the section. You're not supposed to remember the standards by yourself. You need to get an idea what standard and what were the reasons why these standards are splitting these things. So once you got that idea, you need to apply that idea on the scenario. And that's the basic thing. You're not supposed to write things by yourself. You need to understand the scenario and need to apply the understanding of the standard on that scenario. So that's the basic thing. Over to you, Ma'am Aisha. She want to add something. Ma'am
Okay,
Aisha?
thank you, Sir Amjad. So, yeah. So, the trick to remember, of course, I agree with whatever Amjad sir has said. I would like to add to it that the trick to draft, the SBR answers to be able to remember everything is to have cheat sheets with you throughout your journey. Okay. Now you can, if you're doing a self-study, prepare your own cheat sheets while watching the video lecture. You need to make your notes as concise to one page. So there are chapters which is like revenue or financial instruments spread over 20 pages. You cannot remember what the standard says if they're spread over 20 pages, right? So put all that notes, just the trigger points on one page. Now, revising one page is really easy. You just have to give 3 minutes or 4 minutes of your day at the beginning. Later on, it reaches to 1 minute or 30 seconds revision for that entire one chapter, if you have prepared that kind of material. If you don't have that bandwidth, if you're working, then of course, join some course which can make that kind of cheat sheet available to you. Yes, at VIFHE, we are making that available to you, so you can use that. And at the start, use that cheat sheet to draft your answer. You don't have to prepare long answers in SBR. You have limited marks. So 2 marks for stating the standards, 3 marks for application, right? So at the start, you have to be able to pull that points from cheat sheet, keep the cheat sheet in front of you, pull those 2-3 pointers. Okay. Application, of course, you have to link it to the scenario. So you are looking at the question and pulling the points from scenario, like how Amjad sir said, draft your answer from the question. So application is part is that. And then you're good to go. So first 7-8 questions, look at the cheat sheet and do it. After that, it has to be an independent journey. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much. I think both tutors did share their expert opinion. Now, the last 3 questions we are taking before we move towards the next segment. There are 2 common questions in relation to giving papers of APM and SBL together. So again, according to Sir Hassan, SBL, you have to give in one attempt only, which means you now have to decide whether you have to give SBL or APM in March 25. The decision making will be done on the basis of how much well covered you are in relation to each subject, plus how much confident you are, your marks, your knowledge, and if you are confident in one subject, either it is SBL or APM, go with the one in March, the next in June. Second last question is for AFM. Taha, do you think student passed FM with 55? So is it okay to opt for AFM? I think in March 25, or it's risky?
Okay, no, it's not risky at all, provided you have time. If you are able to manage average 3 hours per day, and you have around, let's say, 40 days, roughly 30 to 40 days to your exam, provided you are able to invest around 3.5 or 4 hours per day, you can easily manage to complete AFM and pass the exam easily.
Okay, great. Last question for Ahmed. Student failed AAA a lot of times, still not passing. What you think will be the key issue?
There could be multiple reasons. There is a possibility your accounting knowledge is on the weaker side, so you have to make sure your accounting standards are top notch. There is a possibility you are overwriting. There is a possibility you are underwriting. So because in AAA, the marking scheme is a very tricky one, very dodgy one. Most of the times the examiner would say up to 2 marks per business risk or up to 3 marks per audit risk. Now that means there is a possibility you are wrongly assuming that you have scored 3 multiplied by 3, 9 marks, because you have described 3 audit risk, but you might end up scoring maybe 4 out of 9, maybe 5 out of 9, because your answers were not good enough. So you need to work on your drafting technique. There is a drafting technique for business risk, There is a separate drafting technique for audit risk. There is a drafting technique for ethics. So you need to work on your drafting skills for each and every topic. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. Uh, thank you very much, everyone, for asking a lot of questions. And I hope we did manage to answer a lot of questions as well. I will make few important announcements as we go on. OBU, as I've already mentioned, is a golden opportunity for students of ACCA because OBU last 3 attempts are remaining. So it's a good chance to grab a degree with you. Previously in our sessions, we were not covering OBU a lot. So this time we invited both the mentors. Thank you very much for joining. I'll give two minutes to both the mentors to just come up with quick advice or importance that what they think when the student should opt for OBU. As you already mentioned that there are last 3 attempts remaining. So I will first start with Sir Amjad. If you can share your valuable input for OBU, and then we'll move towards Sir Tahir.
Thank you so very much, Sir Rizwan. OBU, as far as I understand, is one of the is among the golden opportunities for ACC students, frankly speaking, because most of the ACC students join ACCA after the AO levels and they don't have the bachelor's degree. I have a discussion with few of my colleagues, those who are working in UK, and they are planning to move to UAE. They plan to come back to UAE, but nowadays I think UAE has updated its visa requirements, and they need every student to have a bachelor degree in relevant field. That's really important. I was not sure about that. A few months back, I told every student that if you have a graduation or the bachelor degree in any subject, you can apply for, and you have done ACCA, you can apply for a job in UAE. But now I was looking into the requirement. They have specifically mentioned that you must have a relevant graduation or bachelor degree in the field to apply for that specific field. So if you're an engineer, you must have an engineering degree. You're an accountant, you need a bachelor's in accounting and finance, which is OBU gives a better opportunity. On top of it, I normally recommend to students to opt for it because this opportunity is going to have a very smaller span of time left for every student. And again, I'm not sure whether there is any further thing that is going to be added up into ACCA qualification with ACCA or not, but this is, I think we have just left with 3 attempts. So I always recommend students to opt for these ASAP. Once you're done with your skill qualification, if you need to like defer your professional examination, I recommend defer those exams for just one session and get this degree ASAP. Over to Sir Tahir, he want to put something into it, but as far as I understand, it's among the important qualification for you guys. So go ahead with this. Sir Tahir, please.
Thank you so much, Avijit. Let me connect this thing, what Amjad has said. In this OBU, as a bachelor, is recognized around the globe, right? Including USA. USA do not recognize our qualification, right? We have to do something else, reason being their CPA is their local qualification. But as a bachelor, this OBU is a recognized degree in USA as well, right? Otherwise, you have to pay 100 to 150,000 and get bachelor by giving examination and everything, except for Saudi Arabia. Except for Saudi Arabia, this OBU is recognized around the globe. There are news coming in from UAE at the moment that they are creating issues with this degree, but there are students still coming in from UAE and they are getting the degree and they are getting the equivalence as well. So this news at the moment is not 100% true that it's not recognized in UAE as well. But it is not recognized in only one country, and that is Saudi, right? And their argument is that since you have not done this, I mean, It's a distance learning course that you have taken. You did not went to the university. The question is, did you went to the ACCA for that purpose? No. We have done the ACCA in Pakistan. So just like ACCA is a distance learning course, then they have to accept that OBU Oxford Brook is also something that we have obtained through distance learning. And OBU is not something that they are granting you or they are giving I mean, people are asking so many questions. Is this recognized? Will there be any benefit? It is recognized. There will be benefit. What kind of benefit? There are two kind of benefit. One is visa requirement. It is recognized as a visa requirement. Number two, can we do a master's in Pakistan and out of Pakistan? Yes, you can do a master's in Pakistan and out of Pakistan. I have a list of students in the last 15 years, since I'm doing this work from the last 15 years. So I have a number of students who have done their masters in Pakistan from the local universities like IOBM, like ICRA, like Zabis. You see, there are a number of universities as well, and out of Pakistan as well. It is acceptable as a proper bachelor's degree out of Pakistan as well. You can even do your master from UK, Malaysia, Ireland. I mean, whatever, even USA, right? So it is acceptable. Now, the agreement between ACCA and OBU is going to be end by May 2026, and it is I mean, the decision is taken by OBU to end this thing. And the reason is the regulator in UK has asked all the universities, those who are doing such things, to stop all those things. So that's not a decision of ACCA, this is not a decision of OBU to stop this. This is a decision of a regulator in UK to not to offer this, right? And there is no further announcement at the moment by ACCA what they are going to do. So this is a golden opportunity that you have to do. You see, when you will be done with your ACCA and when you will go for the job or anything, then they will ask you to provide a bachelor's degree. And then people come to me or come to the mentor, I need a degree. I need a degree. You see, at the moment, you can do it. At the moment, you can do it. You are doing your studies. At the moment, you can easily do it. You will get it. You will get hardly 8, 9 to 10 months, and you will get the degree. And this is the shortest possible route. And this degree is not at all something that you cannot take. No matter whether you have not done a one-page writing or you are not an expert of any drafting skills or something, you can do it. You just need good guidance. You just need good guidance. That is it. Good guidance. This is the only thing that you have to do. Good guidance. If you are able to get this good guidance, you will be able to get it through. Right?
Right.
I have more than 5,000 OBU graduates. I have more than 5,000 OBU graduates. Read well is what I'm saying. I have more than 5,000 OBU graduates in the last 15 years. Right? And sir has also done this work as well. So this is a golden opportunity for VIFHE students to offer this. We are starting a batch tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So offer this OBU and start doing your work. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much. I think, as everybody did mention, so you guys should opt for OBU, and we have 2 mentors available. You can take the guidance from the mentors. That's it, guys. I want to quickly announce our reset batch starting. It has started today, actually, and the orientation will start from tomorrow. So you can join our reset courses for ACCA. As always, we are offering up to 50% off depending on the combos that you're opting for. If you're opting for a single paper, so you will be getting 35% off. The best thing, I always say, it's a regular course with all regular facilities available, but the massive thing is that you're getting a discount on this regular course. So you can cover everything through this reset course, including 3 assignments will be given to you. We'll mark those assignments, plus 2 box at the end are also part of this course. just in case, if you think you don't need the complete course, you need to focus more on practice and just focus on your weak areas. You need mocks at the end, so you can opt for the revision course, which is not it is not extensive as the regular courses or the reset courses, but it includes important areas with past paper practice, and mocks are part of this revision course. So that's the best thing. So we'll be starting the revision course from 3rd of February. You can opt for that revision course in case if you think reset will not work for you. The schedule is now in front of you. You can see the schedule. Tomorrow is 18th January. So we always conduct orientations. Now, these orientations are extremely important for those who are planning to give in March 25 attempt, because the tutors do discuss specific paper-based issues in this orientation. Key reason for the failure in relation to specific papers. So you do join these orientation sessions. 18th is tomorrow. We'll be having TX Urdu English, ATX Urdu English, TX English, SBL Urdu English, TX English as well, and APM. Uh, 19th, we'll be having AFM, FR English, SBR English, and then 20th, we'll be having PM, SBR Urdu, AA, AAA, and last we'll be having 21st of Jan, FR Urdu and FM. So you can connect with us for free. The links will be shared in different groups of VIFHE. Do make sure that you're part of it, because this will give you another opportunity to discuss specific paper-based issues, and the tutors will be addressing all those things. Uh, I want to thank every one of you to be part of this session. And this time, as we planned to take up more questions, so I think we have done that very successfully. Now, for more questions specifically to the paper-based questions, I must say you can join these reset orientations for further clarity. Students, those who didn't manage to pass, it's not the end of the world. You did your best, but doesn't matter. A failure gives you the opportunity to come back hard, come back more stronger. So those who come after, those who get successful after the failures, they learn both things. That is what the failure was about and what the success is all about. So don't be demotivated. I know that it is demotivating for you. Your time, your money got wasted, but it is not being wasted. I would say if you learn from it, this means you can come back hard. Next attempt will be your attempt. You may become affiliate. You will pass your ACCA exams. So don't be demotivated. Just give your best and continue with the hard work. Unfortunately, Sir Hassan is not well, so he cannot give the ending note as he always used to give. So I would request Taha to please give the ending note, and before we end the session. So, Ta, if you can just share your valuable input, a small piece of advice for the students. And as far as I'm concerned, so I'm signing off. Over to Taha. Thank you very much, guys, for being part of this reset orientation. See you in the reset orientation sessions. Thank you.
All right, students. So just a small ending note. You know yourself much better than we know you. So it is you who have to make an informed decision. But yes, before you make a decision, you need to consult us, as we are experts in each ACCA subject. If you are giving any ACCA exam, do attend the subject wise orientation sessions that we are going to conduct in the coming few days, and do talk to your instructor. Do openly talk to your tutor, your instructor, about what challenges you faced in the last attempt. Maybe you were unsuccessful, and the reason was something that your tutor can easily guide you about. And I wish you all the best. What has happened has happened. If you were successful, you still need to put more efforts in future. If you did not do well in the past, you have to improve yourself. I wish you a very best of luck for the coming attempts from the entire team of VIFHE, from VIFHE platform, and from all the instructors of VIFHE. See you in the subject-wise orientations in the coming days. Stay blessed. Thank you.